Hello everyone, and welcome to Wild Inside Wellness. It has been a while and I'm very excited to be back offering tarot readings. This is the next step in the evolution of my tarot channel, and I have gotten so much out of my fellow tarot readers who offer readings through the ethers, through YouTube, and I really wanted to throw my hat in the ring and join you in this space in this way. So what we are going to do today is pick one card. I am going to lay the cards out that you are going to choose from in just a moment, and then also include a crystal with each card that I choose from each deck. And from the pile that you choose, that will be your reading. So I am going to do 4 readings today, and you are going to pick the one that you feel the most drawn to, or multiple piles that you feel drawn to, either from the connection that you feel to the card. You could even already feel a connection already with the decks that are here, or perhaps a connection to the stone or crystal that I am going to place with each deck. So however it comes to you, however many piles you feel drawn to, we are going to dive in and start your reading. Okay, so here are the cards and crystals that you are going to choose from. And just to let you know, we are actually going to be using all 4 of these decks for each and every reading that we do, so their energy will be present throughout, but this is to help you tune in and figure out which pile you feel the most drawn to, which might have a message for you. Your card for the first pile is the Queen of Swords, and the stone with it is a mushroom shape tiger's eye crystal. See if it stays. Set it right there. Okay. Your card for the second pile is soil. The key words are stability and simplicity. And your stone is carnelian. For the third pile, the card is fish, with a peach selenite as the crystal. Very nice. Palm stone. And for the final pile, the card is the Crossroads, keyword late winter, with a howlite orb, just about an orb for the crystal. So go ahead and take your time. You can pause if you need to. Tune into whichever pile or piles you feel the most drawn to, feel like has a message for you. You can find a timestamp in the description box for, just click on it, it'll take you right to your reading, and I will join you there. Hi, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Your significator card, or the card that you chose because you felt drawn to this pile, was the Queen of Swords. So we are going to do a Celtic cross spread to tune into where you are right now in this moment, at this point in your life. And this is for the new moon in Taurus. So whenever you're watching this video, the new moon is a potent time to set intentions about what you want to draw into your life, what you want to manifest, things you want to let go of to make room for more of what you do want. So we are going to go with your significator card as your center card, your basic situation. So you have the Queen of Swords, and I'm going to draw all the cards for the cross. We are going to get the basic layout. Ooh, that one. And then we will use these other decks to clarify or just get additional information. A few there. And final card for now is there. Okay, so your basic situation is the Queen of Swords, which is a space of really deep, intuitive, clear inner vision. And it's intuition meets logic. So it's a really fine-tuned, really balanced place of great clarity, which is great for a new moon, and setting intentions, setting your sights on what you do want. And it could either be challenge or even just energies that are influencing your ability to have this clarity is the King of Cups. And that is one of the strongest cards for deep, deep intuition that you're really able to draw on and use it to help you make decisions, to take action, I would say bold action in the world. So you're really navigating what you want, how you want to go about it, kind of more practical, less emotional things. And the contrasting energy to that is inviting emotion, but emotion that is mature. So we don't want to be purely analytical, purely logical, only in our minds. This softer feminine and this really outward masculine, just dynamic energy, I see as being really strongly balanced. You see, they're both court cards, and the crown is just you having very clear, open crown. And this is where we flip this card over. So this is your crown energy, your conscious thinking, what you're open to receiving, which is the Nine of Wands, which can have different meanings. I really see it here as setting boundaries. I almost see these quills that are sticking up as like similar to these crowns, like the pointy tops that only are letting in what it is that you want to receive. So keeping all energies that seem like they're imposing on you, like they're trying to get at you and they're draining you. This is a card of fortitude and strength, really, that supports you in having a really, I don't know, I guess strongly boundaried approach to life right now. And in your root is the World. I'm going to scooch these all up so we can see them clearly. So the World, this is what you're rooted in. This is what you're grounded in. And so it's a strong new beginning that you're starting to feel out. We are really in the high point of spring right now. So this is things are in bloom. Things are maybe manifesting if they're not actually happening for you. Things are ending. Things are closing. And you're really on the cusp of a new page. So these cards represent what is just coming to an end for you. And I just want to make sure that these are all on the screen. Oh, not quite. Actually, got to scooch everything up a little. That's a little better. Okay, so this row over here represents your past, the chapters that are just closing, lessons that you have learned and are now able to carry forth with you. So Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups at the top, you are really in a strong position of just being able to understand your inner world, maybe so much more than you ever have before. So maybe it's been hard won. I feel like there's been a lot of unknowns that you've been navigating, and it's been really hard and challenging. But again, the 10 here and the World, these are both ending cards. These are both, chapters closing, new beginnings. As hard as it has been, there has been a lot of inner development that you've really, now the Queen of Cups is something you've developed, and you're able to take that hard work that you've done and put it into action with the King of Cups. So there's a really strong, disciplined is the word that just popped into my mind, and maybe that's looking at the porcupine when I saw that. disciplined in setting those boundaries that really not just protect your peace, but protect your emotional life as sacred, honestly. Having the ability to choose you confidently and navigate those unknowns and put your foot down about what is ending, what you will accept, and what you will move forward toward, which is moving on to your future, the Queen of Pentacles, a beautiful, beautiful card to have in your future. Look at this. I gotta scooch this out of the way. Crown, 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 really opening up and receiving. Crown, really being very open and receptive to what it is that you want to manifest. The Queen of Pentacles is the queen of material reality, being surrounded by abundance, knowing exactly what she wants and how to go about getting it, and just inviting in all sorts of pleasures and sensual experiences that really support a thriving life, thriving world. Okay, so who are you in all of this? A Four of Wands. We're going to draw a clarifier here. So you are in a place of, maybe you feel it, maybe you don't, but of celebrating your wins. Maybe with this chapter closing, it's a significant chapter, something like graduating, getting married, having a baby, getting a divorce, anything that really is like, boom. And it's a celebration. So, maybe there's cause for celebration within all of those. So whatever it is that you're celebrating, dragonfly, also you, that's interesting. So dragonfly, really related to dreams and messages. I would maybe recommend pile 4. The stone for that pile is howlite, which is strongly connected to sleep and really using your dreams as a navigation tool. So if you feel drawn to this particular message, you might check out pile 4 as well. So yeah, maybe whatever this ending is, recognizing the celebration, the possibilities that are there. And I'm sensing a really strong inner ability to just be open and receptive to messages. Okay, the energy surrounding you, 8 of Swords, a little bit challenging, but I really see, especially with the owls and the swords, being connected with the Queen of Swords, you are maybe in a place where you feel stuck. So this celebration, you wish maybe, but it doesn't feel like it's happening, or perhaps it is still happening, but there are just so many other obstacles or things that you have to focus on that take your attention away from the abundance that is developing in your life, away from your ability to just tune in and set boundaries and know what you want and really feel solid in your emotions. I'm going to draw a clarifier for that, for what is it you can do? Maybe just clarifying the surrounding energies one more time. Tend. Okay, you have keywords maintenance, encouragement, guidance. I kind of see that as a call to self-care, as kind of trite as that can seem sometimes, but to really tend to your own, I would say mind, especially your thoughts, really do a little digging, do a little work on how your thinking is influencing your situation, because perhaps a simple shift in your thoughts, really tuning in deeply, especially paying attention to your dreams, there might be some guidance there, some clarification that is just really valuable to you. And it might help you navigate out of this hole. This tends to be a hole that we've dug ourselves into, or you're keeping ourselves in. Even if we didn't put ourselves there, the way we're thinking about our situation is kind of keeping us stuck. So look, you have the tools to dig yourself out a little bit, and there's this shining little sprout, this shining bud, this new beginning. So maybe it feels really small right now. Maybe it feels like these chapters have closed and like, what's next. You can't tell, but it's there. And I think there's a little bit of work involved in clearing out your thinking and just digging a little deeper. That's really going to help you see it. So these are your hopes and dreams, the Lovers. Gonna draw another card for that. I really see this as, well, the Lovers is about choices, and it can go different ways. It can be focused on yourself. Cultivating joy is what the hummingbird is all about. Cultivating and spreading joy is what the hummingbird is about. The Lovers can also represent, let's draw another card, just you making choices that support your own inner well-being. Oh yeah. I mean, these are both good messages, and perhaps they are both meant to be there. But when I was talking about you, focusing on you, tending to your own needs, your own inner well-being, Phoenix, that is a new beginning. So I think this new beginning that you are hoping for is a change in how you experience life, not just experience life, but actively participate in and navigate life, and how you're able to focus on the things that matter to you while also inviting in joy and nectar and the sweet things of life, which can be relationships as well. So it's a strong, I'd say, call to tune into you, and from that clear, excuse me, that clear space, excuse me, that bright new beginning, all these other things that you want to draw to you, like be the flower that draws the hummingbirds. They will just come a little more easily, a little more naturally, the more you can focus on you. And hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to get a drink of water. So your key card, often also the outcome, I like to think of it as the key card, because sometimes it kind of helps us decipher the messages that are within our spread. And you are, well, first of all, I think whatever navigating you still feel like you have to do, the Nine of Pentacles is kind of a wish granted card. And I think the sleeping bear really signifies like you don't have to do much. I think, you know, tend to your thinking and really tune into your dreams, your subconscious, essentially. Tune into what it is that you want, and just think about it. As far as like rooting out negative thinking, this kind of goes a little bit into potential shadow work. But, got a few cards here. I think the biggest thing you can do for yourself is focus on what you do want. Yeah, I was thinking shadow work, and we got leaves, renewal, revival, progress, cup of tea, patience, reassessment, and fog, obscurity, feeling lost. So yeah, if you have felt lost in the fog a little bit, I feel that's kind of something you're moving out of, and cup of tea just seems really nourishing to me. Maybe that's a call for just plant medicine, tuning into supporting yourself and feeling rested and finding that space of renewal and revival and progress. So it might feel slow going, but trust that in the end, you're going to get there. You're going to find that place of peace and having your needs abundantly met. And one final card that we're going to draw is kind of tuning into a timeline. These are cards of the seasons, and they're really helpful for timeline. So I'm going to draw one kind of between your future and your key card, asking when can you expect these changes to take place, and summer solstice, which is coming right up. It's also the sun at the top, if you can see that there. So you don't have too long to wait. Keep tending to yourself, keep nourishing yourself, having patience, focusing on renewal and revival and progress. I think maybe there's a little bit of getting back to yourself here, and trust that navigating the fog, navigating these challenging experiences, which might still be present in your life, in your mind, the fog is going to lift. And you're going to wake up to just a new chapter very soon. So please keep doing the work. Please keep trusting your ability to think clearly, set boundaries, and take action in a loving, intuitive way. And I really believe you will be, turning that page very soon. All right. Thank you, pile number 1. Bye. One thing I want to add is if you are watching this and it's not, right when the video was released, this is a timeless reading. So as far as the timing, take it with a grain of salt, but, about a month and a half out from wherever you are right now. Really put in the work solidly for about a month and a half. And I really believe you will start to see some shifts and changes and some of the things you've been working hard for coming through for you. Thank you. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. The card that you chose is soil, stability, and simplicity being your key words. And your stone is carnelian, which is really strong. I'm getting really strong, just grounded, of course, earthy energy. So we are going to go ahead and begin your reading. We are going to use the oracle card for your significator, and then work with the tarot to draw the rest of your spread. And then we'll use the rest of the cards to clarify and gain additional information. Feeling those 2. Okay. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to share this space with you today. And once we get going, I think we're almost there. Sorry. I'm going to focus on drawing cards before I start talking. One more. You have a lot of cards. Okay. All right. So your significator is soil. So the basic space, the situation that you are in right now is either just trying to establish yourself, essentially, especially with simplicity. I would say this is very related to your body. How you experience being grounded and stable within your body with really, simple ways. So movement, nutrition, sleep, all kind of like the pillars of stability for our, human body experience. Your card for either your challenge or just, I kind of see it as energies that are surrounding you that you're swimming in, which is the 7 of Wands. Card of, I would say establishing yourself, especially spiritually. So I think it looks like you've really been doing the work of taking care of your human form, and also through that, maybe having some transformative spiritual experiences. And they might not feel spiritual is what I'm getting. It might kind of feel like mundane almost, the simplicity piece, really feeling like you are protecting something valuable that others just don't see the value in it. You're really having to take a stand for what you believe in. And I think I'm seeing the more that you are able to root yourself in your body, in your lived experience, the higher you're going to be able to rise to meet whatever this challenge is. I think you are facing a spiritual challenge, but in a really profound way. It's making you dig deep and have to kind of develop your confidence in not just your spirituality, but how it's expressed in the world, how you express it to others, even when, especially when those others don't see you or believe you or appreciate you or value you or whatever it is that you're trying to protect in this world. So what you are open to, oops, I think I don't usually read reversals. I think I flipped these all upside down. So yeah, I'm going to flip them. Okay, so in your crown, what you are kind of open to is, I think you're very open to the heartbreak of the world. I'm not getting that this is your own. It is your heartbreak, but you're sharing it. You're participating. You have an open heart for the hurts of the world, and that can be painful, but it's also, I think, really beautiful. And you're kind of stuck almost, and you're maybe not stuck, but you're waiting. You're trying to figure out the way forward, either which path to take or just how to navigate an unknown future, especially a future that holds so much hurt in it. How do you move forward through so much heartache is really where you're at. And I think it's kind of, you feel stopped, maybe a little bit stuck on just how to take action. And that kind of comes back down to here, even if in the wider world we don't always see how we can have an impact, how we can make choices. We always can tune into our own experience and go from there. So I think you've got a really good starting point as you're trying to navigate some difficult things and protect what it is that you see as needing protection. You are very, very rooted in who you are, how you do things, why you do things. You know yourself really well. I'd say the emotional maturity, the ability to dive deep and understand your own emotions is how you're able to kind of keep going. You're able to really retreat within your own safe space of your own emotions. And I would say there's a little bit of mastery here. You've done this enough for long enough, you know yourself well enough that you're able to take those deep emotional lessons and kind of land them a little bit. You're really drawing like water up from the deep into your roots, up into your being, and you're kind of taking off on land and you're almost showing other people how it's done. Like, this is how you navigate hard things. Yeah. 5 of Cups in your past is you've gone through some hard things and you've learned a lot from them. You've really, I think, let yourself be transformed by them. I think you're still being transformed. There's a lot of rubble. There's a lot of ashes. There's a lot of destruction that may not be fully behind you. But I think the emotionally painful piece is kind of on its way out. And there is starting to be new growth. There is starting to be just new beginnings, even though it still feels heartbreaking, even though it still feels like you don't know where to go or what to do necessarily. Okay, so I'm gonna move everything a little closer. So where you are moving toward, mastery and trying to cultivate, I'd say, safety and power. This is a strong representation of personal power. So being very boundaried of what you invite in, what you don't want to invite in, how to keep what is precious to you, what you value, how to keep it safe and nourished. And there is a little bit of struggle in that. but also having the skills to navigate those struggles. The beaver here is a master of navigating rough waters. They live in it, they swim in it. It is their not wholly unique ability, but they are fine-tuned for the environment that they are in, and they are masters at navigating the rough waters. So I wouldn't say whatever challenges you've been in are fully over, but you are very, very equipped to navigate them and have a clear picture on just exactly what it is you want to bring with you into your future and what you would prefer to leave behind. And again, this energy offering that really strong, a keyword for this card that I love is valor. And especially with wands, it's that creative, almost spiritual valor, the ability to know yourself inside and out, which you do, and just take a stand. I think you are moving into a phase of life where you are taking a stand for something, and that is it will be incredibly meaningful for you. And I think you'll get a lot out of it, even if there are challenges within it. So your energy, yeah, you are really applying the lessons that you're learning, and it's showing. Maybe you don't feel it yet, but you really are taking all the tools from all the lessons, the painful ones, the beautiful ones, and you are coalescing them into something new, something that lights a spark not just in you, but in others. Others are going to see, if they don't see it already, the powerful energy that you bring everywhere you go, to whatever you apply yourself to. And the energies surrounding you, I see you having strong community, working towards something. Maybe it's a new job. It could just be a community, like a soul community, that you all have the same purpose, the same goal of creating something. I see a lot of loving energy, being really surrounded by people who are emotionally mature, and I think people who are striving to be as open-hearted as possible and to communicate from these places. So even with these challenges ahead, you're inviting in a lot of really beautiful energy that is very supportive, very mature, very aligned with where you want to be going. Which brings us to your hopes and dreams. Yeah, really wanting to leave the struggle, the isolation behind, the every person for themselves energy. You're just done with it. There's all this destruction that's behind you, and you just want peace. You want to be free to be as you are, and you want it to happen quick. I think you've maybe been in this for a while now, and it's really, really hard. And I'm really sorry that that's been that hard for you. I do see it. The key card, the devil. We're definitely going to clarify that one. The devil is actually one of my favorite cards in tarot. I kind of see it as you being true to yourself unconditionally, no matter how people demonize you. Cobra. Yeah. Really almost, being able to go into, entertain or go into different states of being, to mask essentially in a way that is the most beneficial to you. And I know that can be interpreted as being maybe manipulative, but that's not the energy I'm getting. I'm really getting you having high goals, really recognizing the community that you want to serve, that you want to be a part of, and it's like just being able to fit into whatever space you find yourself in a way that is most beneficial, not just to you, but the community that you are trying to serve. That's really why I don't see it as a manipulative energy. You are just going to be really good at, maybe you're already really good at, putting on the type of energy, bringing in the type of energy you need to be successful in work. And then you go to a different community, a different environment, and you're able to put on the energy, invite in the energy that serves the community best. Yeah, I really want to grab, where the heck is it? The card, the book for Cobra, for the Animal Spirit deck, because it is fire energy, but I'm not super familiar. So it is pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. Okay, so teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So when in balance, a student of life, humble, wise. When out of balance, know-it-all, egocentric. Bring into balance, take a class and study. Okay. So yeah, putting yourself in new spaces without ego. Which with the devil, I just want another card to clarify the energy. Because I feel like, yeah, I'd say cleansing, maybe a little bit of keeping your ego in check, of just continually asking yourself the question, what is my goal? What is my purpose? Why am I doing this? And rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Always come back to your why. And that'll help you navigate the challenges that you're going to be moving through. I think there's a lot of cleansing and clearing. You have the energy of pine tree, vitality, longevity, perseverance. Yeah, I think you are headed toward maybe, like, it's going to be a challenging phase of life, but you're going to get so much from it. You are going to be a student of life, and there is a lot of wisdom, I think, that you're going to be able to glean from the experiences that are coming toward you. And let's draw a timeline card. Okay. Early summer, the warrior. Yeah. Okay. So that is very soon from where we are right now. The summer solstice is about a month away, and that is boom, that is when summer kicks up. So pile number 1 actually had the summer solstice as their timeline card. So I think maybe if you felt drawn to that pile, you can check it out. But I also feel that collectively, the energies that we're experiencing, there's going to be some significant changes that are happening for all of us. So whenever you're watching this reading, it is timeless, but about a month from now, you can really expect to maybe gain some clarity on your why. If you feel like, well, what is my why? How do I navigate these challenges? What are my boundaries? Where is this community? I think a lot of it will become more and more clear within the next month. And it'll happen swiftly. When it happens, like, it'll be just suddenly you find your community. Suddenly you get an idea that helps you, root down and maybe come up with a plan or an idea for how to navigate your future. Check in with yourself a lot. Check in with your why. For the devil as your key card, I see both sides of it here, really being true to yourself, and also focusing on keeping your ego in check. Make sure your why is rooted in service to whatever it is that you want to be in communion with and in service to. And I think you're gonna really find your inner warrior starting very soon. Okay. Thank you, pile number 2. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. The card or crystal that drew you to this pile. Fish is your significator card, and Peach Moonstone is your crystal. So we are going to do a Celtic cross spread. We're going to use the tarot cards for the rest of the reading, and we're going to use the fish as your kind of calling card, your basic situation for where you are right now. And the fish is a card of restlessness, a little bit wishy-washy energy, and not always in a bad way. It's always full of movement, which can be a good thing. It maybe speaks to someone who is high energy, needs to always be on the move, but within that there is not a lot of ease. There's not always a lot of peace and slowing down and stillness and looking within. But we are going to see what the rest of your cards say to help you navigate the waters that you are in. And we're using the tarot cards for the bulk of your spread, and then we will draw some oracle cards to clarify. Okay, so like I said, your basic situation is the fish, maybe having some issues navigating where you're at right now. And the influencing energy is the Four of Cups. So that is a space of, I think you're feeling a little, lacking direction, or maybe there might be some things like that are all lined up and feels like I should be happy or I should be successful, but it feels like whatever it is for you, isn't happening, and there's a little bit of listlessness and lack of direction, and just searching. What is that thing that I'm looking for? What is that thing that is going to help me or make me come alive? And you are very, very open to input on that front. I'd say it's right in front of you. I would say that you, if you could take the time, maybe time is an issue for you, not having the time to slow down enough and tune in enough and just open yourself up to the possibilities of just possibilities for your life, whatever it is that you're looking for direction in. I would say if you just, gosh, it's so close. It's so close that you don't maybe even realize it. Yeah. And you are also rooted in a lot of abundance, especially emotional abundance. I'm seeing you maybe have been having trouble finding your way. There's maybe a lot that you're trying to balance in your life, even though you're doing it successfully. You're doing this dance, this rhythm really well, but perhaps there's just like, you're looking for the meat of it. You're looking for like the deeper meaning, the answer that kind of brings it all together. So far with your reading, I would recommend just taking the time to either journal or meditate, have a conversation with a friend about, gosh, there's so much that I want to do with my life and for myself, but I'm stuck on taking that first step. I have so many resources, and this really speaks to rich, abundant internal emotional resources, relationships, ways of relating to others that have really supported you before and continue to support you. And yeah, I think a new beginning is coming. You're going to figure it out. And I think very soon. We'll do a card on timing at the end. But you're just, all you need is like that one thought that can totally shift how you navigate these kind of choppy waters, but really skillfully. You're going to find that idea. You're going to find that idea, and you're going to be able to suddenly, I think you're going to get a very clear picture about how you can apply yourself in like many different ways. Like you are going to be in a place where you have the ability to almost move in any direction that you want, which is, I think, going to be significantly different from what you're experiencing right now. And that makes me really excited for you. Your energy, oh my God, Queen of Pentacles, you are doing it. You're doing the thing. I think you need to give yourself more credit than you have been for how far you've come. Maybe you've been feeling just so overwhelmed with the day-to-day that the bigger picture has escaped you lately, which happens to all of us. But you have really put in the work, excuse me, especially like in yourself. You, like, your internal world is so rich that I really want you, whoever you are, to find whatever those things are, the little trickle of information. We'll draw some cards to maybe help you figure it out, because you have so much to share. It's really powerful. And your surrounding energies, Knight of Swords. Okay, kind of clear, sharp, swift communication. Really can be a bit abrasive. So I'm wondering if, I'm not sure if this is you or just people that you're having to communicate with. And that might be part of what is so draining for you, that like, the Barracuda is like a really like good energy to have on your team in small doses. Having to be surrounded by Barracudas day in, day out can be very draining. I'm going to draw a clarifier for that. So what other energies might you be surrounding yourself with or surrounded by? Elk. Okay. Call for stamina. Okay, so maybe you don't have a choice in who you're engaging with. The elk is a call for stamina. It's also a call to surround yourself with people of similar energies and to find support in that. With this kind of watery energy that you've been navigating, I'm getting a strong sense that getting more grounded will really help you navigate the tough situations that you have to communicate with. And maybe I feel like I'm going to put this on top. You can also put your energy first, and that'll go a long way in kind of transforming whatever this dynamic is, this work or relationships or friendships that just feels sharp and challenging. Find your team. Find your team that really helps you come into your body. For some reason, like workout buddy just popped into mind, or movement buddy. So someone who you can go be active with, maybe have a good talk at the same time, really talk through whatever these issues are that are coming up here. And I think it'll really help you just navigate there's a lot of kind of choppy waters that you're navigating, which is really preventing this like beautiful, clear energy from shining through. And I think you're going to get good. I think maybe those rough waters might just be like the waters you're swimming in, and you are going to get a lot better, I think, very soon at navigating them very skillfully and inviting in more of what will kind of help you establish yourself. Altar, gratitude, releasing burdens here, and buds, new beginning, expansion. So yeah, I think it's coming for you. This also, I don't know if you have like a little coven that you're a part of, or just a spiritual group, whatever spirituality is for you. Even, for myself, movement is a spiritual experience, but creating some kind of sacred, safe space where you really can release and sink in and be surrounded by supportive energy will really help that new beginning, those new beginnings, take root and expand in your life. Hopes and dreams, Ten of Pentacles, hell yeah. You want this rich emotional inner world expressed out here. You want to live it and share it with your community, with people who see you and appreciate you and value you for who you are, what you bring to the table, the lessons and the skills that you have. You want that, and I want it for you. And I think you're going to find it. Six of Pentacles as your key card kind of outcome is, I see this card as having a couple different meanings. I see it as a card of success. You're going to find the help you need. You might have to shed some other things, I think material things in your life to make room for new, to make room for more help and assistance. And really just setting boundaries with, if there are any takers in your life, you know, people or situations that just, you know, drain you. Look at this guy, we've got him fenced in. Just putting some boundaries up around the things that drain you so that you can invite in more of what supports you. And I want to draw one more clarifier for your key, your outcome, what you can let go of, invite in. Okay, go with these two. So, Phoenix, yeah, popped up in pile number 1. If you felt drawn to pile number 1, maybe check that out. So yeah, you really want just a new beginning, a new transformation. And Panther, you are fierce, 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 in a really beautiful way. Maybe kind of, maybe a little bit of a loner, or just someone who's not afraid to be alone. Really roaring, stating your case, speaking your piece, and not caring who that draws in or who is on the outside from doing that. So I think you just being you, speaking clearly, roaring if you need to, if it's coming from a place of, you know, really just like embracing yourself and your beliefs. It's almost like you're going to be a different person. No, you're already this person. Other people don't always see you as this. And if you can just, I think, roar a little bit louder for the people say it for the people in the back, you're going to find your crew. And the people who test you might still be there, but you are going to be able to set the boundaries very quickly. And yeah, be really successful in inviting in. This energy is so similar. The King of Wands, the Phoenix, it's that fire, that creative power, really inviting it in and being this beautiful, powerful, sensual self who is embraced by their community, but also embraced by yourself. That is the key to really unlocking this new path forward, these new beginnings. This expansion is really just tuning into your roar, and not being afraid of it for yourself or afraid of how it's perceived by others. And the timeline for this is early autumn. So I kind of see, I'm going to place that there. So the Mermaid, early autumn, looking at September. So wherever you are right now, whenever you're listening to this reading, about 3 months out. So a little bit longer of a timeline than the other readings, but I really see this as being kind of, you're going to be experiencing something very different within 3 months' time. I would say almost, you can experience life differently in the immediate within yourself. And then the more you translate that inner experience to your outer experience so that they match essentially, you're putting it on a faster timeline. But yeah, 3 months is still pretty quick. So I'm excited for you. This is a really powerful, fun reading. I think there's a lot of messages in the other readings about community and finding your community and having people embrace you for who you are. You got a couple roaring, powerful animals here, and I love it. So I wish you all the best with your new beginning and finding your community and really say it for the people in the back. Thanks, pile 3. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Your significator card is the Crossroads. Late winter is the key word. Your stone is howlite. This stone came up in pile number 1. It's a strong stone for dream work, which can, come about in a lot of different ways. So we are going to use the tarot cards to draw for the rest of your cards, and we'll use the other piles for clarification or just further information. And so based on your significator being Crossroads, late winter tells me we're in late spring right now, so I think you have maybe been at a place of stillness, of pause, maybe stuckness for a few months now, a couple months, 2-3 months of not knowing how to take your next step or even which direction that step might be in. And we're going to draw the rest of your cards, and then we'll get going with kind of how that might shift, or maybe some tips for you on how to move through whatever you are in right now. So maybe, I don't know if you have powerful dreams. I would maybe suggest starting with writing down your dreams based on the stone that is present for this pile. And yeah, you're at a new beginning. You are surrounded by just kind of unknown energies, which hopefully feels really exciting. It can feel a little nerve-wracking, butterflies in your stomach, especially if you're not sure you're at a new beginning. Maybe something came to an end and you've just been sitting there waiting for this new beginning to start. I did this again with one of the other piles, placed all the cards upside down. I don't normally read reversals unless they strongly present themselves as such. So I didn't do it with all of them. Okay. So what you are open and receptive to in the space that you're in right now is Knight of Cups. I think you're really tuning into your emotional why, really being heart-led. You want to move forward in a way that is, mind matches heart, inner matches outer. And that can feel, maybe confusing, but also, it can feel like you're looking for a special space in which you are able to express yourself fully, be your full emotional self, and be loved and celebrated for it. And maybe you know what that space is, and maybe you don't. We're gonna find out. We can draw a clarifier for that. So 6 of Wands in your root. I think you maybe, with this crossroads, with this ending, I think maybe there was some big achievement in there, and then now there's, what's next? What's the next step? But whatever it is that you have just completed in life, or where you find yourself standing right now, make sure that you give yourself a big congratulations. And I hope there are others in your life that see the things that you've accomplished and what you've set out to do. I see you kind of maybe looking back a little bit, because things aren't fully wrapped up in your mind. You've achieved a lot. And if you could shift your gaze forward, which you're doing that. I think there's maybe some old habits that are keeping you looking back toward the past. Maybe that is the habit itself, is just always looking back. But even here, you're still looking forward. What is just ending? Yeah, there's a little bit of, it's like you're wearing blinders, really trying to tune in. I think you're really, really wanting to be led by your intuitive self. And maybe that's a new thing for you. Maybe trusting your intuition is not something that you've always done. And so it's a little bit confusing. But because this is in your past, I really feel like you've made a decision. You have made a decision to move forward, maybe not having all the answers, which I think is incredibly brave. You're choosing to move forward based on your inner experience. Maybe you have always moved forward by setting goals of like, I'm going to, go to this school, I'm going to get this job, I'm going to have this relationship. And it's all these things that are external to you. And you've maybe found that they haven't been as fulfilling as you've hoped, and you've made the decision to move forward. This is new for you. You're a little nervous. There's unknown in like, this time moving forward, I'm going to be guided by how I feel inside, because maybe that job made me feel frazzled and burned out. Maybe that relationship made me feel hollow. Maybe meeting all these external goals didn't make me feel the way inside that I thought they would. And so this time moving forward, I'm going to be guided by how I feel inside, and the job will be what it is. The relationship will be what it is. The things that are going to show up for me are going to be in response to the energy that I'm putting out. And I think that is a really lovely space to be in. And the Emperor, you are figuring it out. This is what you are moving into, and this is, this is really strong mastery and stability. This is laying down roots, setting a foundation in which you really get to be strongly present. And I really think that's something you want for yourself. Like, you want to show up for life. You want to show up fully for life in this physical world. And you want that to be a reflection of how you feel on the inside. This has come up in the other readings too. You want the inside to match the outside. And I really see you putting in the work to make that happen. Okay, and you're still dreaming a little bit. You're still maybe planting the seeds. You're hoping, you are setting out, here's my job, here's my relationship, here's my friendships, here's my home, all the spaces and things that you want in your life. You're sending out the message, but you're really trusting they're going to find you. And yeah, you are really, really trusting in yourself. And gosh, please keep doing it, because I think you're really going to find the path of the heart, being heart-led, and trusting that the things that you need are going to come to you. And hopes and dreams, you're just dreaming it. Oh my gosh, this came up, I believe, pile number 1, which also had a strong connection to dreaming, and I recommended you come here, so maybe you're here. 9 of Pentacles, dream it. Just create the reality you want by holding that vision. Ask to dream about it. Like, if you don't know what it is, like, go to bed at night, take a minute to take a few breaths, drop in, be present in your body, and ask, hey, like, I'm a little lost, I'm a little confused, like, how do I make these things happen? Dream about it, or at the very least, write about it. Take the time to be internal and reflective, and ask how this transformation can take place, because I think this is a different way of being for you that you've never done before, but there's a lot of excitement in that. And this is the same key card that pile 3 got, so you could maybe check that message out too. So I think as far as how you can navigate moving forward, really setting boundaries. You are going to have a lot of assistance. You're going to find community. You're going to find help creating these things you want in your life. I'm getting just a message that you have gone it alone a lot. And that is something that you are trying to shift. You're really trying to invite in support and help and not having to do it on your own. And I see that you're going to find that, but I think you also maybe need to recognize if there are any takers. If you're surrounded by takers, people who take too much, and really, maybe cutting them out, or just, being strongly boundaried about the exchange that you are in. I don't see you having to cut anyone out. I see you really getting clear on what kind of exchange you are comfortable with and willing to engage in. And you got the camel. I was asking for clarification on key words, how you can kind of navigate inviting in the energies that you want, while also having boundaries and saying maybe no to the things you don't want. So that can be a fine line. How do I say yes to the things that I do want and no to the things that I don't want? Because they're not always two sides of the same coin. The camel is a strong call to really rely on yourself, but that doesn't mean going it alone. So really trust that you know who you are. You have the ability to be independent. I think you have done that a lot in the past, and it's your strong suit. You are really capable of going the distance all on your own. You're really able to nourish yourself, to be just really calm and content alone. And I think that's a beautiful ability. Not everyone does that or recognizes the value in being able to be self-reliant. So rely on yourself if you have to. I want to ask about just maybe. Okay. Winter. An ending, recharging, reflection. I feel like that's where you've been. You have been really recharging and reflecting on what it is. Like a little red bird. When spring comes and the snow thaws, determination and hard work, harvest. You're going to be bringing in the harvest of your hard work soon, and I think you're going to be valued for these strong, I'm getting leadership qualities. So maybe one of the things that you're inviting in for yourself is being in some kind of leadership position and really being appreciated for it, but also and being recognized for your strengths, what you bring to the team, and then beyond that, I think I'm getting strong work vibes, but also I want to invite you to think a little bit bigger. What else do you want to invite in? If there's a strong transformation here, let's see. I'm going to draw another tarot card to see what is on the other side of that strong transformation. Some kind of celebration. I think it can happen pretty quick. Yeah, rising star, shining star, being celebrated, being embraced, happening quickly for you. We're going to draw a card for, there we go, your timeline. The river, early autumn, right when sleepy time's about to happen. I think your transformation is happening pretty quick. This is a timeless reading, but early autumn, maybe not too quick. We're actually almost to early summer, so a little bit of a wait. We're looking 3-4 months out. You're really going to be able to shift into this new powerful beginning, being able to show up fully, authentically, powerfully, being respected for it, being honored for it, valued for it. and yeah, and more. So I think really try to shift your gaze forward. Try to keep shifting toward inviting in those spaces where your mind and heart can both be present fully together and help you navigate forward. Focus less on the things that you're working toward and more how you want to feel in those things. Because they could be different from what you think. The harvest might be different from what you have like set out to achieve, but you are still going to reap the benefits of your hard work. So thank you, pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed your reading.